call steptime. It's kind of a key thing we do with our data processing. So you've learned how to do the Vicon part, right?
Yeah.
So the labeling, filling gaps, exporting to what?
ASCII.
ASCII, which ends up being a CSV file. So, so that if you ever looked inside those things that get exported once they're processed, I'll show you an example. Let's just say stat, like what we just did. In Vicon, if you look at things that have been completed inside, there's all these files, and then all of these here are the exported CSV files. So the ASCII turns into a CSV. And so for each trial, you have one of those files. So this is the calibration trial. If you, let's see, pick an example, you just open it to look at it, it's gonna just look like a bunch of numbers. This is what it looks like, in case you're curious. So what we then do, so pretty much our process here is we collect the data. Somebody will do the Vicon processing. So someone will be assigned. So you can see like up there at the top of Diane's thing, it was a subject ID NCI Vicon. So she did the labeling, the gap filling for that subject. And then the next step is to do step time. So you can see the bottom of Sarah's list, I've put that same subject, but it says step instead. So that's the next part of the process. Once the Vicon is done, then we can move on to step times.
And is the final time?
Pretty much. I mean, besides like just the analysis, but in terms of like getting it ready for analysis, that's the final thing that we do. So let me show you how to get to it. So you have to open MATLAB. So, and depending on your computer, it might be on here. On this computer, you have to just kind of find it, but you're gonna open MATLAB. Okay, and actually, oddly, this is the thing we're about to use. But if you don't have any experience in MATLAB, that's fine. This is actually relatively simple once you know how to do it. So it's not like programming, it's just kind of using a program that already exists. So to call the program, essentially, you type in the name of it, which is this, step. GSU with underscores.
All right.
And if you have used that before on your computer, another way to get to it, if you don't want to type it in, if you hit the up arrow, it'll go through the things you've previously used. Okay. So that's a shortcut. And then you can just hit enter and then hit enter. Let's see if it's coming up. It might take it a minute to load. Okay. So this is the little application that it kind of opens up for you. So what we use this for is to identify manually all of the touchdowns and liftoffs of every trial that involves walking or slipping or tripping. So, you know, anything like over ground, walking, we do this for, and everything on the treadmill, we do this for, except for just like the fake trials where they stand and don't do anything. You don't have to do anything for that. But any trial that involves any kind of walking or anything where someone would take any kind of step, so like a recovery step from a slip or a trip or whatever, gate slip, stuff like that.
So it's not just for treadmill walking?
No, we do it over ground as well.
Oh.
Yeah. But those are better because they're short. It's just a few steps. Treadmill is a little bit more involved. So that's kind of what we use this for. And what you're gonna do basically is fill in, I can show you like kind of like a template spreadsheet where you just fill in for every step that you see, the touchdown frame number, the liftoff frame number, and whether it was the right leg or the left leg. So let's find an example. Let me find something to use as an example. Question.
This process, this phase of this process is just done manually? Cannot done by machine learning or something like that?
Not yet. We do it manually currently, yes.
Correct.
Yes. my husband has it on his list of things to do to try to figure out, because he does
So-
machine learning as his
Yeah,
specialization,
so-
but he has not gotten to it yet.
So,
But he's thought about it, because we've talked. I mean, I've shown him this. Like, he's seen me do this at home, and he's all like, "What are you doing?" But for now, I mean, it works fine. So, all right. Let me just try to find an example of something to show you. So just to let you know, like when we save these files, so under processed, whatever project, Vicon. So this is all the Vicon files. Once you have finished these steptime files, you want to make sure they are saved as a CSV. And then we put them inside, so like this is kind of the main folder for the subject. So as you see, there's a steptime here. So it's the name of the subject ID again, and then immediately after capital S and then TEP for step. And it's very important that it's a CSV file and not. So you can work on it in Excel, but just make sure when you save it, it's not a spreadsheet, it's a CSV file. Because we'll need it to be a CSV for later on analysis. And it'll make more sense. So let me just open this as an example to show you what it looks like, and then I'll pull this up. Good. So this is a completed steptime file for this subject. So as you can see, there are, so these were overground walking trials. So in each of these files, when you create it, it's gonna be blank. So what I would suggest doing if you get assigned something to do, like just grab a completed one to use as a template, because this top row should just stay the same. Like you shouldn't have to change that, but everything else, like you're just going to delete it. I mean, you can maybe keep the trials if it's like the same project, because some of that might be the same. But you're going to want to refill it in for sure, all of this, because that's the frames for everybody. But the top row can stay the same. So this would just be the subject ID repeated over and over and over. So you can just type it once, copy it down. And then for anything that involves any kind of step, you'll need to put the trial number, which you can get. Can you grab that binder that says STAD somewhere?
It's okay, I got it.
Sorry, the cinematographer cannot grab it. Thank you. I think I'm a STAD person. Let's see. All right, so in whatever project binder or whatever project you're working on, so if you were assigned, so this is a STAD person, so like on the board it would have been written this ID parentheses STAD step time as your assignment. So then if you need to know the trial numbers, you can pull the binder of the project. So this is the STAD binder. And then you just have to find that ID within here. So that's this one here. And then if you pull the papers out, just make sure you don't lose any of them. This is the paper that you're going to need to reference to know sort of what trial is what. So these first ones, as you probably have seen, are the calibration and then the standing balance trials. So for standing balance, you don't have to do this for, because there's no steps. So just, you don't, as you can see, this starts at number 6 here. And then from there, oh, did you get the papers? Yeah, that's ready to go.
5 were standing balance.
It depends on the project. For this one, yes. Sometimes there's some, like I know Sarah has a bunch of different balance ones, but this is kind of our standard setup.
Okay.
And then you can see this is fast walking 1 and 2. So the code for fast walking in this is going to be 3. So slow, if it was slow walking, you would type a number 1. Normal walking would be a 2, and then fast is 3. So that's why the type has 3 there. So these are our 2 fast walking trials. These are our 2 normal walking trials. There's no slow in this one. And then from there, it went to the treadmill trials. And then we have little codes for that as well. And there's a paper on the wall over there that has kind of the key to those codes if you forget.
It's ready.
But basically you have, this is just regular treadmill walking. So there's no slipping or tripping. It's just treadmill walking. Treadmill slip. And then went back to treadmill walking, and this is all, it all matches up on here. Now these codes here are different. Sometimes they might not match up. A lot of times when we're writing in, this is gait slip, gait trip, gait non-slip. Once you know that, you'll know what is what, and you can ask anyone if they don't know. And let's see. So yeah, pretty much trial number, and then the type, the code for the type. And yeah, so for stat, as you can see, there are lots of trials to do. It's probably the longest one. Okay, so that's kind of how to set up the file. So from there, just let me create a copy of it. Let me just make a
So for each participant, we should edit this CSV file
yes.
based on the data.
Let me put this somewhere else so it doesn't get messed up. I'll just put it here for now.
Based on the average, how much time will take for each participant that totally be processed?
It depends on the project.
For example, for this project.
How long does it typically take you to do a step time? I guess you haven't been doing.
For
Sarah would be the one to
For
ask.
each person.
Yeah, Sarah would be good. Well, you generally, like, I guess it depends on how many steps they take, because some people just walk slower or take shorter steps. So it just depends, maybe, like, if you're doing it all completely in one sitting, maybe 2 hours, maybe? Because the overground walking takes the longest. So, like, the normal, fast, whatever walking speeds, those take the longest for whatever reason. The treadmill parts are pretty easy, but the overground walking takes a lot longer time to process.
Right, treadmill is easy.
I mean, everyone has their own opinion. I think the treadmill is much easier for.
Yeah, the treadmill is easier for.
Or the overground is easier
Yeah.
for step time, I think, because it's
Yeah.
only like 5 steps.
Yeah.
It depends on the
Yeah,
person,
it
though.
depends on. Yeah.
All right, let me just find. I made a copy so I don't screw up anything. Okay.
Oh, I was talking before to ask for the Vicon. Never mind. Step time is easy for
Yeah.
step. Step time is
Vicon,
very easy.
overground,
Vicon
yeah.
is
She does more Vicon right now.
yeah.
Okay, so let me just like make a just kind of like start from scratch, and we'll just pretend like we're doing this. Let's just do this, but then I'll fill these in. All right. So like if you were just starting, this is probably what it would look like for your first row. Okay. So the next one we're gonna do is in here. So on this computer, it's a little bit different. You can't use, this normally does not work, but I'll try it anyway. On your computer, if you click on, well, we'll try it, it might work. If you click on these 3 dots here, because what we need to do is we need to locate the CSV files that were exported from Vicon, because this program needs that to recreate a little stick person of the person walking, and that's how we find the steps. This might not work, but I'll try it. No, it's not gonna work. Okay, so there's a worker, if you ever have to do it on this computer, you have to kind of put this in manually, but you can copy and paste it like this.